Welcome back to the Gig Strategic Show. And this week I've got something really special for you. I'm really excited about this because this is probably the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to a small business and what a small business owner can do to really dramatically improve your local online presence. So every week, what we're trying to do every week is help every single business owner out there, empower them to best understand, manage, and benefit from your online presence. And this week, we're going to be looking at some of the top secrets of Google Business Profile. It's gone by a few different names in the past: Google My Business most recently, but now Google Business Profile. So what is your Google Business Profile? You're going to learn about that today. We're going to share some of the things that I would say, even if you have your Google Business Profile claimed and maybe you're making some changes to that, you're working on it. I do think there's one thing that probably at least 90% of small business owners are not taking advantage of, and I do think it's going to dramatically improve your success with your local online presence. So first of all, what is a Google Business Profile? As I mentioned, it used to be called your Google My Business listing. It's gone by from a couple different names. What Google says is it's an easy-to-use tool for businesses and organizations to manage their online presence across Google. Well, online presence is what we're all about. We're really helping all of our small business owners. You don't have time to deal with a lot of the different things that are happening in the digital marketing landscape. So what we can do is we can help shorten the learning curve and make this easier for you to be able to take care of some of these things quickly and easily. Trying to keep it very simple for our business owners. Well, why is this so important? Why do I say this is the low-hanging fruit for a small business owner to improve their local online presence? And the reason is the data shows us that if you're going to improve your search engine ranking, the place that you probably want to spend the most time is on your Google Business Profile. This really sends a lot of signals and impacts your ability to rank. You've probably seen Google Business Profiles in the past. We're going to do a quick walkthrough. I'll show you some great examples of Google Business Profiles and how they've been used. All right, let's look at the anatomy here of the search engine results page, or SERP, of Google. We can see if I did insurance agents near me. At the top, sometimes you'll have local service ads at the top. But here we can see some paid search ads. We see the results up here. We see the paid search ads right here. And then this is the local map pack here. And you can see we have listed some agencies, and we have a map here that can tell us how close they are to us. Underneath that, we start to get the organic search results. You can see people also ask is another part of the web of the search engine result page as well. So the first thing you're going to want to do is claim it. Make sure that you claim it. You own it, you use it. That's secret number one. Claim your business profile. I find surprisingly more businesses than I would expect actually don't even have access to their Google Business Profile or haven't even claimed it. So you may find when you go to Google and search for your business, if you haven't claimed it, it may already exist, and you want to go ahead and claim that Google Business Profile for yourself. You want to be able to have access to that. If you see that somebody else maybe along the way has claimed it in the past, maybe you did it a while ago and had forgotten how to get access to it, there are ways to go ahead and click on the into the listing to claim and that you own that business, and it'll either give you a little snippet of the email address so that you can see what email address was used to log in the past, or there are some other ways that Google will allow you to go ahead and try to claim that business if it is in fact your own business thing. So make sure that you claim it first of all. So if you go into the business, you can see own this business. If you click on that, if it's your business and you want to take ownership, you can see perhaps it was an email before that somebody else had set the account up with. It'll give you a little clue to maybe what that email address is, even though it won't tell us. And then you can also request access if maybe you've lost the password or email address that was used originally to set up your Google Business Profile. So go ahead and claim it. That's definitely the first secret, definitely something you're going to want to do right away. So that's the first secret. Secret number one is to claim it. Make sure you own it, you have access to it, and use it. Secret number two is to include your website. I'll show an example of this really quick. So let's look at a couple examples of the Google business profile, what it looks like. So when we search here, I did a search for electrician Charlottesville, and you can see that the search came up with these sponsored at the top. Those are local service ads, and down here you can see the Google business profile. Now, one thing this is like so critical. This is like incredibly important. You'll see this top listing. What's missing? Website, right? So one of the things that we always talk about for local online presence that's so critical is making sure that your website is on as many of these different platforms as possible, especially Google business profile. Google pointing to my website is definitely going to give me some great domain authority. So from an SEO perspective, for local online presence especially, any different directories or business listings out there. We want to make sure that we have our business there, that the information is correct and accurate. But we definitely want to make sure that it's pointing to our website to get some of that juice that helps us with our local SEO. So you can see here, missing the website, definitely important. If we don't have the website on the Google business profile, it's not pointing to our website. It's not giving us that link equity, that backlink profile from a very high domain authority website, Google, to our business. So we want to have that for sure, and we'd like to have that across several different review sites, ratings and review sites, business directories. We help our clients do that across around 70 plus different websites that we directly sync to, but then we also help them get citations across hundreds of websites that point to their website in order to give them more domain authority. But this is an easy one. Make sure you include your website so that people can click there and so that you really have that backlink profile. Another secret for another day is, go ahead and have social profiles, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. All of those social profiles that are pointing to your website are going to improve your domain authority, and that helps your local online presence so that you can rank when people are searching for you. Beyond just your website, add other content. There's also lots of other information that is included in this, and we want to have as much information in here as possible. Here's what the dashboard looks like when you do log into your Google Business Profile Manager. You can see here, what's the top thing here? We'll get to that in a second. But underneath that, we see info. And this is where we can make sure we have our hours. We make sure that we have all of the information, the correct address. There's nothing like a potential customer searching for you, and then they can't get there because you have the wrong address. They show up at the wrong place. They're usually not happy with that. So we do have other information in here that we want to make sure we have as much of this filled out as possible. And so you'll see that there's lots of data under insights. You'll see ratings and reviews is critical. As I've mentioned, this is very important, and we want to make sure that we respond to those reviews whenever somebody leaves them, even if it's a 1-star review. We have other aspects in here that are listed, but I would recommend filling as much of this in as possible. If you have products that you want to highlight, go ahead and highlight those in here, give some information, and that's going to give you another way to show up on the search engine results page. We want to fill all of the holes for what information we can include in our Google business profile. This is important because there's meta search that happens all the time, and these searches the robots crawl our website, they're crawling our business profile, they're seeing those keywords, and they're helping us to rank. So when people are searching, things like our hours that we're open, when we ask Siri, hey Siri, where's the nearest plumber? I need a plumber right now. They're going to look and see, well, this one's open, this one's not open. So maybe consider opening a half an hour before your competitors if you want to have a better shot at gaining traffic, search traffic during that time. We also want to have as much robust information in there as possible. Put a great description of your company, what it is you offer, what you do. Google now offers the ability to add in products and services, so you can highlight different products and services. All of this is free right there on Google, and it will help with your search engine optimization for your local presence. Before I get to the last secret, there's a couple little bonuses here. I kept it to 3 because I know as business owners, we need to keep it very simple and not make it too complicated or too sophisticated. I like to keep it very, very simple. So I kept it to 3. Here's a couple bonus ones though before we get to our third and final secret, and probably the most important and underutilized secret for your Google business profile. ratings and reviews are so important for a business. Word of mouth is not the way it used to be, right? People are not going down to the local neighborhood grocery store and talking with their neighbors as much as they used to, and maybe sharing different recommendations for a business. Now we're going to social media. We're going online to find those recommendations, and so we want to know about a business. Consumers are checking those reviews, so we want to make sure we have as many 5-star reviews as possible. And then I find businesses also, they'll have 5-star reviews that are left for them and they don't respond. And somebody's taken a lot of time and energy to leave that great review. We want to make sure we respond to every review, even those 1-star reviews. That's an opportunity for us to solidify our brand. We can talk about the things that we work to achieve as a business. But we can also hopefully handle maybe a little bit of what the issue was, but we want to really take that offline and just think about the fact that this is public facing. So we do want to be tactful in the way that we handle that review, that 1-star review. But people don't expect perfection. They know that we may make mistakes. So how we handle those mistakes or those miscommunications is critical, very important. So make sure you're responding to reviews, get reviews, ask for reviews for your business. It will help your online presence and digital visibility. Okay, here is the one that people seem to miss the most. I'm going to walk through and show a couple examples of this. So you'll see this with some businesses as we search through and we look for this last secret piece to the Google business profile and how to best take advantage of it as a business owner. So take a look at these businesses and see what's missing. And yes, lastly, this secret of the social posting, and it's very interesting to me when we look through this. I see this happening with so few clients or so few businesses. Look at this. I'm so impressed. You see here, this was March, so it's a few months old, but you can see here that this agency has been posting on their Google business profile. You'll see some, let's see, typically I would say 90% of the time I don't see it. You see here. Another example is restaurants. I'm searching here for restaurants in Charlottesville, and you can see we've got the Google business profile listings here, various places. If we click through, something interesting to me, if I click on each of these, and this is why I say this is a secret. When we go through this, when we think about restaurants, they're so social, right? It's such a visual product. It's something that people like to share and post on social media. So important, and yet it's interesting. They're not taking advantage of the social part of Google business profile for that establishment. We go to another one. You can see I can reserve a table. There's lots of things that each industry, depending on what your industry is, lots of places you definitely want to make sure you're filling in this information here. But again, they're missing the posts. So there's who knows when the last update was or whenever somebody interacted with this profile. Another one here. Again, we've got the listings, we've got the reviews, some of the links to the other profiles, but where's the social posts? I do see them. Let's see. I thought I found one that did have them, but they really should all have them, and they're not taking advantage of this. Let's see. Nope, not there. Let's check out Burton's and see. You can see they got the reviews, information, and no, you see this? So this is why I say it's a secret that people don't realize that this is such an important part of your Google business profile. All of these restaurants should definitely be posting to their Google business profile. So as you can see, social posting. Social posting. Google wants us to use this as a social channel. You may remember Google Plus, which was sunsetted several years ago, but Google Plus was Google's attempt at a social profile or a social media platform to compete with Facebook at the time, and eventually Google Plus was incorporated into what is now the Google Business Profile. And this piece is where we see the social interaction, where we can actually post to our Google business profile. Very few business owners are doing this, and this is another signal that we are engaged. We're playing with the toys that Google gives us, and Google seems to reward us when we play with their toys. So I would definitely make sure that you're posting frequently to your Google business profile. This is going to differentiate you from your competitors. It's going to give you that little bit of an edge to make it so that you're not a commodity, you're a brand, and your brand is there. We're going to talk in the episodes coming up about some of Gig Strategic strategy that we help our clients with and that I think will be helpful for small business owners in looking at boiling down all of the ideas of the funnel into a very simple approach and strategy for digital marketing. We'll share that later in another episode. And of course, before we go, I do have to have a little fun here. So this is where we take a couple minutes to look at a few puns. So of course, I have to share these. I'm a dad. I love puns. I love the cringeworthy, the worse, the better, that kind of thing. So just quickly, a couple for fun. My friend fainted on a carousel, but he'll be okay. He's coming back around. One. I've only got four, so three more to go. Bear with me. A group of llamas started a singing group. They called themselves the Acapellamas. Acapellamas. That's a tough one. My wife told me that she was getting really angry at me for singing "I'm a Believer" on repeat. Kept singing "I'm a Believer." I thought she was joking. Then I saw her face. And last but not least, Dad, can I eat the cake in the fridge? Sure, but the dining room would probably be more comfortable. A couple quick puns, hopefully, to make you smile or cringe today. Also, next week, we've got an episode with our own Max Moore here at Gig Strategic. He's going to share some tips that he shared recently at the Chamber of Commerce with our local business owners. So we'll have that for you next week. Look forward to seeing you then.